I'm really proud of our guys. I thought they really stepped up with the gut check win this afternoon. I love the way they're pulling together. And I thought we played a pretty good overall game on both ends of the floor. You know, to shoot 62% in the second half and 59 for the game with 22 assists, you know, is a reflection of that cohesion. Maybe no play better demonstrates it than the one that John Gilling hit Chance Creekmer in the corner for an open three in the second half. John had an open shot, but he had the basketball IQ and awareness to know that Chance was open in the corner and Chance was on fire. And that's like one of the best plays of the season. You know, a number of guys, you know, really stepped up for us this afternoon. Obviously, Chance's shooting was sensational. Trent and Chris combined for 13 assists. And I just thought Chris did an amazing job when Trent went down with the injury. You know, it's no secret Chris has been struggling. His confidence has been on the rocks. But for him to gather himself and play the way he did the last quarter of the game, you know, is just a real tribute to him. Very happy for him, very proud of him. I thought Kyle Kane, you know, played a good game as well, and really you can go right down the line. A great team win. So I'm proud of the guys.
What's the status on Trent?
Fortunately, the x-rays were negative, but he does have a pretty good ankle sprain. There's good swelling in it right now, so he'll have to be reassessed this week.
What does it say that your team rallied together once Trent went down?
You know, they've been rallying together now for a couple weeks. They didn't do it just when Trent went down, but I think this team for the last couple weeks, even though we haven't always had the results go our way, has really been doing a great job of coming together. I love the way they talk to each other and help each other. We're in the process right now of really becoming a team, win, lose, or draw. And I just thought everybody stepped up in very admirable fashion when Trent went down with the ankle injury. There still was a lot of time left in that game. And, you know, for a team that, you know, doesn't have very much depth at all right now to be put in that position and respond the way they did is like a really, really good thing.
Coach, it seemed like you guys shared the basketball a lot better tonight in the half court.
I think we're getting more comfortable with what we're doing. Guys are understanding what this team right now has to do to have a chance to be competitive. And, you know, I think right now we're at a place where, you know, we don't have any selfishness. So sometimes we may take an ill-advised shot or, you know, not have the kind of patience we need. But I think we're beyond a place where anybody ever says, well, the reason they did that is he was looking for his. You know, right now I feel really good about where our team is in terms of togetherness. I think we have, you know, a team right now that is very unselfish.
Coach, the ball movement seemed to be a lot more crisp in the second half. Was there an adjustment that you saw at halftime that allowed that to happen?
Well, I mean, we continue to emphasize the same things. Trust me, if you would have heard our talk before the game, you know, it was the same kind of things. But I think, you know, the guys just did a little bit better job in the second half than we did in the first half. And, you know, Oregon State's a hard team to prepare for when you have just a 1 day in between. Even if you have a longer period of time, they're very difficult to simulate. And then with the short window in between, you know, like the first time our guys really had a chance to go at that kind of defense was, you know, when they saw it during the game today.
Seems like Chance's confidence just kept building as he
Oh, absolutely. He got in the zone and really was making shots for us. You know, I kidded him at the end that, you know, maybe the free throws were too easy.
Coach, how do you light fire with the guys and the way they play and to start winning games? How do you get them motivated with the season not going too well and losing? How do you give them the passion? Because you can teach them how to play, but you can't
I thought they played with great passion today. I couldn't be more proud of their passion quotient and their heart. I think they just displayed that for 40 minutes. And with character guys, that comes from them. And it's not up to a coach to give, a rah-rah speech. That wears thin and only can go so far. Those kind of things have to come from the players themselves. And I thought they clearly played, inspirational basketball today. Even if you weren't a Sun Devil fan, if you watched the way those guys pulled together and what they did, and how they played today, despite the fact that we've endured some hard times, to me, those kinds of things are inspiring. When I watch sports and see something like I did today, even if I'm not involved, those kind of things are uplifting for me, and that's what our guys did today.
When a player like Chris is struggling with his confidence, and when you have to turn to him during a big moment, do you say anything to him, or how do you get him to go out there and perform the way?
Yeah, I really challenged him at halftime, and have been talking with him, about the mental part, and but it's not as easy as flipping a light switch, and ultimately, no matter what I say or do, that is something that has to come from him. I mean, he's the only one that can go out there and play, and how you feel about him, or how I feel about him, or anybody else, isn't important. What's important is how he feels about himself. And I just thought he was amazing, the way he was able to go from where he's been, including the first half of this evening's game, to clear his mind and perform the way he did, the last quarter of that game. That is not easy to do, and anybody who's ever participated in athletics knows exactly what I'm talking about. And so that showed, to me, that showed a lot. That showed a lot. And we don't, we're not capable of holding off Oregon State if he doesn't do it.
On Thursday, you pulled him after that the mistakes, and then tonight he had similar first minute, but then you went back to him 5 minutes or so left in the first half. What led you to that decision?
Well, Trent had his third foul in the first half, so in both cases, necessity pushed the button for Chris, and he stepped up and he delivered for us. And just so you know, like, our substitution patterns aren't just a function of what's happening in the game right now, but it's also based on what we see guys doing in practice every day. So sometimes somebody will say, well, he just made 2 straight mistakes and you're taking him out already. But it also can be a function of what's happening in practice. And now you see the mistakes, so it's not just 2 mistakes. Okay, so you don't have the luxury of seeing what's happening in practice. And, once again, to circle back and just amplify our praise for Chris, no secret he's been struggling to turn it around in the context of a game the way he did is very extraordinary.
How do you guys build off this win, and what are some areas that you see that you could improve on?
We can
next week?
improve in all areas. I mean, we're a challenge team that has our feet on the ground. We have a good sense of who we are, and we're just going to keep chipping away at the rock and try to get better every day. And continue to take it one day at a time, do our best to stay in the present, and as coaches, we're going to continue to teach and coach, and I know our players are going to continue to work hard and learn.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.